New this year at Murdock is the Freshman Scholars Program. We got together with Mrs. Wheeler from the freshman wing to see how the new program is doing and how the students are adjusting to high school. Well, hello, Miss Wheeler, Mr. King. It's so good to have you guys here. So we're going to start right away. Going into the year, how did you guys envision this program for the freshmen?
Well, it was Mr. King's idea. Last year he pulled several of us teachers together and bounced ideas off of us, and our vision was that we would create a sub-community within the high school for our freshmen.
Yeah, I think it was born from, we saw a lot of data that suggested that our freshmen aren't as successful as they could be. And so we just wanted to create a program to help them be more successful and kind of create that foundation and that building block to move forward with their high school careers.
That's interesting. I totally agree with that.
Thank you.
How have your ideas changed over time?
Well, you know how high school is, and we have to be flexible with how the schedule goes and what's happening around us. But all in all, we've stayed firm on our goal on what we want for the freshmen to achieve, but we've been flexible.
I think you have to kind of go with the flow sometimes as well, right? So you have these big plans and these big ideas and all these things that you want to do to help create success. And sometimes as you get into it, you realize you might have planned a little larger than what you could deliver, and so sometimes you have to back off from some things. So we had a lot of things that we wanted to do and at a large scale, and so I think some of those things have had to be scaled back. Maybe something relative to like an advisory program is something we want to implement not just for freshmen but then later school-wide, and so I think we've had to come back from that a little bit. It might have been biting off a little more than we could chew at the time.
Yeah, I think that would have been a really good idea, maybe just not the time for it yet.
Right.
So what are some accomplishments that you've gone through so far? Some accomplishments in the freshman wing with students just kind of planning?
You go. You go ahead.
Well, I think one of the things we implemented this year was starting some of the Naviance work and doing some interest surveys, those types of things, which we haven't done here before. I think that in general, a number of our write-ups are down from past experiences, which is an indicator that students are a little more time on learning, getting a little more serious about their education and being where they're supposed to be, doing what they're supposed to be doing at that time. So I think those are some really good indicators of success. We'll know a little bit more when we come up on the end of the semester, and then again at the end of the year where we can really collect data and compare against past years. But right now I would say it's been, it's still a work in progress. We have to see how things turn out, but right now, I've been very happy with the overall progress.
That's really good. That's really beneficial. So what are your plans going forward for the rest of the year? Well,
for the rest of the year, again, the 4 teachers, well, there's really 5 of us that work together. We plan together, and we're always open to hearing where we can help the students in another way. And it's been very beneficial to have that team mindset to be able to work together towards student success.
Yeah, and I think that the midterm grades will be sort of a data point that we need to sort of dictate what we do going forward. And one of the things when we created the program was to give that program and those 4 to 5 teachers the flexibility to sort of adjust as they need to. So as Ms. Wheeler indicated, they have a common planning time together, but they also, if you'll notice, have that block of time, blocks A through D, where all the freshmen are there at the same time. So it gives them a lot of flexibility to work within their schedule and focus on things that maybe need strengthening, and maybe move away from some things that are going well and less focus on. So we have that flexibility.
I really agree with both of you. I think teamwork is very crucial to success, and I think that's being implemented really well. And finally, our last question. Are you planning to have this stick around for future years, or is this just going to be a one-time thing?
For me, it's not a one and done.
No.
And this is a learning year. It's our first crack at this. We're going to get to the end, and we're going to have learned a lot about things that we did well and maybe things that we could improve on. So I think this was sort of a pilot program, a proof of concept, and we'll take from this year things that we can improve on and move forward next year and continue the program and hopefully make it even better than it has been so far this year.
I think each of us that made a commitment to this realized it wasn't just going to be for this year. And that, we're hoping to keep rolling out even more positive results as the years continue.
Right. Well, thank you both so much for being here on our show. We were glad to have you. And now let's go back to the studio.